In our Bibles today, there's a big chunk of books in the Old Testament called the Major and Minor Prophets. These are Isaiah, Jeremiah, who wrote Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi. There are 4 major prophets and 12 minor prophets. These prophets lived at different times through history. God used them to continuously deliver His promises to the people. The prophets told the Israelites of promised blessing if they would obey God and promised punishment if they disobeyed. These prophets preached and ministered to the people, reminding them of who God is. 2 of these prophets served the northern kingdom, or Israel, before the Assyrians took over. They are Hosea and Amos. At about the same time, Obadiah prophesied to the wicked country of Edom to tell them about God's judgments. Another prophet sent to a foreign country was Jonah, who traveled a long way to Nineveh in Assyria. When Jonah preached to this wicked city, they repented unto God. But many years after, the new generation forgot about Jonah's God. So God sent prophet Nahum to this evil country to tell them about his judgment. Before the exile of the southern kingdom, or Judah, into Babylon, God sent Joel, Isaiah, Micah, Jeremiah, Habakkuk, and Zephaniah. They reminded the people time and time again to obey the laws of God. Then, during the time the Jews were in captivity, God used 2 men to give His message. One of them was Daniel, who rose to a high government position in both the Babylonian and Persian government. The other one was Ezekiel. The last 3 prophets were Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi, who reminded the people of God's word after they returned from their captivity in Babylon. Malachi was the man God used to write the last book in the Old Testament. After him, God didn't send any more prophets until John the Baptist was born, 400 years later. But even after the prophets were gone, God's people were still reminded of God's promises whenever they read the books that these prophets wrote. The promises of God that they recorded are all true. There are promises that have already come to pass, but there are also promises that will still happen in the future. And God's people are excitedly waiting for all of them.